All right, guys, we are going to do a quick breakdown of how I was able to make $1,700 on my Apex Challenge and Funded account. All right, let's get into it. All right, as you can see, we are pushing up. I'm glad I got out right here because we are pushing up extremely fast from this area. But let's break down why I got into this trade and why I exited where I exited. All right, let's go down to the 4 hour. So as you can see on the 4 hour on CL, we are in a slight downtrend, right? On this downtrend, yesterday we end up leaving a huge fair value gap on the 4 hour time frame, and we broke structure to the downside here. Let's mark that off really quick. So we was able to break structure on the 4 hour, leaving a fair value gap sitting in this area. So that was my target, right? So I'm like, all right, in order for me to sell down, I want price to retrace back into this area. This area also is in a premium, right? So what I mean by that is I wanted price to come up into a premium in order to sell down back into some sort of a liquidity or a low. So as you can see right here, we initially rejected at the 61.8 area. Again, CL, I don't know why, but CL loves to respect that 61%. So when I saw that price was able to come back up into that fair value gap, and that fair value gap was actually sitting at the 61%, I'm like, okay, I like this area as a sell. If I go down, let's take this off. If I go down to the 1 hour, all I did was wait for price to show its hand, right? Right now I have a couple of SMAs on, but I'm gonna take that off as I only use that for confirmation, as extra confirmation to get into my sell. But as you can see on the 1 hour, we did tap that 50% of the 4 hour fair value gap. Also on the 1 hour, we did have a small fair value gap, but I wasn't too worried about that particular one, just because I knew on the 4 hour I wanted it to respect that 50%. So I just didn't really I wasn't really worried about this particular one right here. So we go into the 1 hour, we see that price. Let's take this off really quick. We see that price respected the 50% of this area, right? So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I need to go down into the 5-minute or the 15-minute to see if I can get an entry. So let's go down to the 15-minute. Nothing on the 15-minute showed me, okay, this is where I want to sell. So I went down to the 5-minute, and this is what I saw initially. Let's bring back that so you guys can see where I got in at. All right, so I initially entered on this break of the candle on this 5-minute bearish candle, right? I entered on that break. Why did I enter? As you can see here, price gave me a break of structure, a 5-minute lower time frame break of structure to the upside, and then immediately after displaced to the downside. That is always what I look for when I'm looking to either buy or sell. I need that one before I enter anything. I always need to see that some sort of displacement to the downside if I'm selling, or to the upside if I'm buying. In this particular instance, we got that displacement to the downside. So I'm like, okay, let me wait a little bit so I can see if we're going to create some sort of fair value gap. So I waited until this 5-minute candle here printed, right? I waited until that 5-minute candle printed, and I said, okay, now we have our fair value gap. I marked off that fair value gap from here. Let's do this. From here to here, right? So before price printed all of this, we had, after this candle closed, I marked off this fair value gap. So As soon as price respected, as soon as saw price respected and give me a bearish candle, all I need is a bearish candle close after we respect that. I don't care where it is in price, but I just need that bearish candle close. That's just for my particular entry model, right? I need a bearish candle close, and then I need the next candle to break that candle in order to get in. And that's exactly what happened. I entered here and I said, okay, if I go on a higher time frame, where's the nearest draw on liquidity, right? If I go to the 1 hour, because this is a higher time frame setup, this is a 4-hour setup. So I went to the 1 hour and said, where's the nearest draw on liquidity? I marked off my sell side liquidity here. If I go to the 15-minute or really the 5-minute, you can see why I marked it off. We have relatively equal lows sitting in this area. So that's where I wanted price to come to in order to take my full profit. Now, I was getting a little scared in the as I was going through this, just because, and my psychology was tested a little bit, just because we had a little small pushes to the upside here, rejecting these lows. But I knew my ultimate target hadn't been hit yet, so I kept holding just as long as my my stop loss wasn't hit, and as long as we kept respecting this fair value gap, I was just gonna continue holding. And as you can see, we did end up taking out these lows and respecting the low, and now you can see we're pushing up. I like taking price here, just because this is something I would look out for as far as where I should, if you're trying to figure out where you should take profit versus where you should put your stop losses and all of that. If you come and take a Fibonacci from the high to the low, right? We end up hitting that 50% of the retracement, right? Feeling this move. We got to the 50%, even the 61%, right? So I knew that if I put my stop loss above here, it has to be safe if we are selling. Now, if we're buying, obviously my stop loss would get hit, and I know I'm wrong. But if we are selling, then I knew my stop loss would be okay there, because we already are at and hit that 50% of that retracement, right? There's no reason, if we are truly going to sell, that price should continue to make higher highs in this area. So I'm like, okay, my stop loss is safe in that area. Now, as far as take profit, one thing I want to point out is my take profit will probably be the 50% or 61% of the retracement or of my move down, right? And what does that mean? That means from this low to this high, I'm probably going to get out around that 61%, 50%, just because I know price on CL or oil loves to respect it. So if I see that my draw on liquidity is sitting at that 61%, it's sitting at a low, or sitting at a discount of this particular move up, I'm like, okay, I don't want to hold after that. This is something that you guys probably need to implement in your trading when it comes to where to get out and where to put your stop loss when you are taking these trades. It's always important. You don't want to hold more than you should, and you don't want to either way, you don't want to hold if price is coming to an area where it's like, okay, it should be respecting if we're going to continue down. So keep that in mind when you guys are setting your stop losses and your take profits. Is if price is in a discount when you're coming down, we're more than likely going to reject, whether we come back up or not. We're going to reject some way, whether it's a huge rejection or not. We're going to reject in some way. So I probably should put my take profit here, right? And then understanding what price is doing. If we continue to push up in this area, then my stop loss should be safe here if we're selling, and if not, that means I'm wrong, with this trade. But that's the trade breakdown for today. Super simple trade, A+ setup as far as how I trade. I'm gonna show you guys so that you can see Here is my total profit, about 1,700 on this account. So we're gonna continue to push these accounts. Here's my PA account. We got about 2,200 total, but on my challenge account, we only got about 1,700. So we're going to continue to push these accounts to see if we can grow them. I'll continue to drop knowledge as much as I can. Continue to drop live breakdowns or live trading. And also, if I can't live trade, I'll do the breakdowns of why I got into certain trades. And yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. Remember that August 15th, I am dropping and launching my Discord. It is going to be completely free for those who want to just get in and develop a community with me. For those who want to live trade or have one-on-ones with me, there will be a section in there where you guys can actually subscribe to the Discord, and that you have a little bit more exclusiveness to me, where you'll get a lot more real time with me as far as trading with me every day. There's also going to be my strategy and my trading plan available for those who want to buy that. But other than that, I will see you guys next time. All right, peace.